like to point out certain basic things that both sides agree to. That one is the idea that we want democracy, which effectively both sides conceded and agreed and said yes, the better aim for this country is if there is people's majority being answered to that. And with that premise, I believe we have a basic problem when they come up with this idea and say conflict is bad, right? And therefore, let us just cut off any form of conflict in the interim because that's the only time when it is at its best, right? We believe socio-economic conflicts in Thailand is at its best time for the culmination of any democracy, right? As Pandit explained in his last speech, right? The idea is that for the first time post 2000, when Thailand has seen a great amount of economic development, the rural side has come up, right? We can see legitimately that sides are clashing and creating a better democracy, right? And we believe if at this point you curtail this culmination of democracy by trying to shut down conflict on the ideas of supporting one side, right, which they believe the Democratic Party should come up, even though we contradict that, saying the Democratic Party often at this stage has a lot of elite support, right, does not represent entire majority of the country. We believe it is antithetical to the development of democracy and we cannot support that, right? To which ancillary arguments, right? He says Sudhak will be forced to care, right? Clearly, we've spoken to you about this, right? If people in the rural northeast boycott the election, Sudhak gets away scot-free, right? He has no reason to give or care about them because his voting bank is not the northeastern people, right? And therefore, even if they do boycott these elections, right, we believe this elite aristocracy monarchy has sort of won, right? Which we're against, right? We're not trying to cut out both sides, right? But we want equal representation of all sides of the country and both parties existing at least in this scenario, right? Which we believe is what they want to stop, right? We tell you Sudhak will indeed not care, right? And the minute he cuts away those subsidies, we believe it will be problematic, right? It will be problematic because your writing won't stop, right? Your people will get more marginalized and they will either try to remove the government again and again, or if they get too poor, they'll either just boycott, which in a sum total game is bad for the country, bad for the same people that you stand for, right? To which they say that his Aung San Suu Kyi boycotted it and took a stand against it, right? We don't know, yes, she did, but that's what she did. She took a stand against it and actively went out and said people should boycott this election because these aren't the right people, which isn't the same as ceding power to another government and sending across the signal that A, we don't care, that 2, you cannot bank upon us, right? Because that sends a signal which lowers the power of the party, which further lowers the power of those poor people who now had a voice to raise out, right? We believe it is completely antithetical to the party and those poor people of Thailand, we want a voice to be, right? To which they say, right, extreme abuses of power won't really happen because the army can check the election, right? We believe the army can only check the elections, best case scenario. The army can't make policies, they cannot rule the country, right? Only the government and the party ruling it has the right to do that. And we believe if a government comes and a party comes which only works for one side of the society, we believe it is going to necessarily marginalize the other side, which we are not okay with, right? But at the behest, I want to point out 3 contradictions which they have in the case, right? On one side, they say that, hey, the Democratic Party will not really be evil. And on the other hand, they're trying to prove that, hey, why don't you let them say and then expose the evil, right? We're unclear about what they really want. Contradiction 2, right? First speaker says no elections can ever be trusted, right? Which clearly means she's conceding that if you let a monarchy come there, then elections end in total forever, right? On the other hand, she's saying, yet we should allow the next party to give you another term after this and all this term, right? 3, right? She says, we support the people. Yet we will be okay with having a party be there one term without a single opposition around them to do whatsoever they want with the government. We believe this is an anti-people movement, right? But let me start with the concessions that they've made, right? Well, let me talk about the assumptions that they've basically based, right? First assumption is who is writing, right? And let me be clear about this whole scenario, right? One side says, well, the lecturers are writing, and we on the other hand, have a more holistic picture, right? We say, yes, there is a clash. The clash is that there is an elite monarchy, a number of people in the urban area who are writing, and there are the yellow shirts. And then there are the red shirts, who are the poor people in those rural areas, right? We believe when there's a clash, right, when you had an election, when you had 2 opposition parties, it was a better scenario for the government, which is why we saw Thailand do extremely well for the last 10 decades, right? We saw that there was multi-partyism. We saw that there was reality, and we believe, as Yash said, South Asian confrontational politics are indeed better for such developing nations, right? We believe if this, the first assumption is that this rioting will stop and immediate neutralization will happen. We call bluff on that, right? We tell you no, it won't happen because the next party that you want to trust, right, it doesn't have an opposition. They don't have an opposition. They will cut those subsidies that those people depend on, right? The minute you do cut those subsidies, there will be greater outrage against them, right? Second thing that they're talking about, that election is the root cause of all problems, right? And yet they want to rely on an election after one term, right? We believe their move is antithetical to elections, right? Because when they themselves agree that military coups are indeed dangerous, we tell you allowing an unopposed party which is backed by the military, which has monarchical support, is dangerous to the whole fundamentals of democracy, right? And then they say the new party won't be inclusive, which we have completely shut down. Yeah.
Okay. On the one hand, you say that the people, the Richard movement will be so disillusioned that they won't participate in politics. On the other hand, they'll be so antagonized they'll riot now. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Well, clearly, by your own admission, when Aung San Suu Kyi did not like the other party, she boycotted, didn't really go and vote, but came out on the streets, right? We believe that might exactly happen in this case, right? Which is not good for democratic movement. It's just bad for the situation that you want to check in your case, right? We don't want to create those situations, right? We tell you, at least at this point, there is international involvement. People are doing something about it. We believe the minute you cede, right, the minute the Youth Party cedes, you will have another party in there for a very long time, which may or may not care, right? So let me analyze their best case and their worst case, right? Their best case, the situation does get neutralized, right? Red shirts come, the yellow shirts come, they solidify their position, right? And the North and East rural no longer have a voice, right? Their worst case, right, is that elections don't happen at all because for all you know, those yellow shirts can completely solidify. They have no opposition. Their policies are completely the dominant ones, right? The judiciary can extend to monarchy, and no longer any pro-people movement, which has gained momentum in the present, can ever happen, right? Our best case, right? Our stakeholders being the Youth Party, which still has a stand, our people who still have a voice, and Democratic Party, which still has some voice also.